Hello everyone, tonight on our program, the debate over high lending rates in the country continues as the Institute of Economic Affairs blames the high cost of credit on government banks and the Bank of Ghana.
We can also say with some confidence that the problem, may be placed at the doorsteps of three key actors in the economy. These are banks, government, monetary and regulatory authority.
Also coming up, the Ghana Hotels Association kicks against payment of outrageous royalties to the Ghana Music Rights Organization. We'll have a response from GAMRO coming up. Also, we'll bring you the story of an entrepreneur making headlines in the production of moringa soap in the northern region. There you see her, Esther Bile, her story coming up tonight. And we begin tonight with the impact of COVID-19 on businesses. Small and medium-scale enterprises have not been left out of the devastating effects of the pandemic. According to CEO of the Africa Business Innovation Forum, Precious Jehu, SMEs do not have the needed support to make them competitive players on the market. That's the need for stakeholders to train entrepreneurs on best practices relevant to their businesses. There's more in this report.
The Africa Business Innovation Forum is designed to train small and medium-scale enterprises to make the most of their businesses through technology and digitization. According to CEO of the forum, Precious Jehu, SMEs need empowerment to excel in their businesses, thus the establishment of the initiative. This, he believes, will help them expand by using data available to get access to credit facilities.
So I think for me, after this forum, there will be a new spirit or a new kind of engagement in terms of how we do business in Ghana. Ghana's small businesses are struggling. And for me, if you look at one of our panel, we have digitizing SME banking. I'm looking at an SME should be able to present his mobile money transactions data to be able to access credit. So if somebody who sells yam in the market or who sells food by the roadside can present his or her transactions or mobile money to a bank like First National Bank or to any other bank and say, these are my transactions. Based on this one, and give me credit. I think it should be feasible. There shouldn't be any form of blockages or any form of restrictions based on the fact that I am presenting data on the...
Head of Commercial and Business Banking at First National Bank, Mark Echampon, believes that proper documentation and digitization of transactions can help SMEs get resources that could help them grow their businesses.
We are de-emphasizing checks because we believe that's a new way of payments. If you look at our merchant services proposition, we've rolled out programs that allow SMEs, especially the small ones, to have easy access to cash. Cash is basically dying out, and we need to provide digital platforms that enables that. We've looked at QR codes, we've looked at Momo integration, we've looked at normal card payments, and those are the areas that we are doing that. If you look at how we onboard our customers, that is also fully digitized. Today, we can actually walk to a customer's premises without the customer filling a single form, and right at that premises, we can actually also issue a card to a business customer to also be able to make payments and also withdraw cash from all the ATMs.
SMEs employ about 80% of Ghana's working population, hence the need to ensure that maximum support from government and stakeholders is given. Key among the issues raised was the need for government to help SMEs have seamless access to credit facilities.
Well, turning to one of our top stories tonight, the debate over high lending rates in the country continues as the Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, is blaming the high cost of credit on government banks and the Bank of Ghana. Though it believes the problem is multifaceted, the IEA is laying the blame at the doorsteps of these three actors. According to the Director of Research at the IEA, Dr. John Kwache, government has to act to bring down the high lending rates. He's been speaking at a policy forum in Accra.
I also say with some confidence that the problem, may be placed at the doorsteps of three key actors in the economy. These are banks, government, monetary and regulatory authority. And that's how I call the central bank. They are a monetary authority, they are also a regulatory authority. So that's the central bank. I'm saying that all these three key actors should take responsibility for the high lending rates. And if they are responsible for it, then they should also be part of the solution. Reduce your paper load, economize on your time, avoid unnecessary location dependency, reduce incidence of staff delinquencies. It's just that all the things that increase your costs, I'm just asking you to do something about them. That's all. Now, you should reduce your operating overhead costs and so on, labor costs, material, equipment, and so on. Strengthen your capacity to appraise customer projects so that you reduce the incidence of loan defaults and all these things. Then government. Now, again, government should do something about its borrowing from banks. Okay, so you keep the deficit under control. Okay. Now,
government must do something about borrowing from banks. Well, Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Bankers, John Ewa, told Joy Business that the argument about high lending rates is misplaced. He disagrees on the proposal that the Bank of Ghana should consider capping interest rates since it could result in unintended consequences.
Has been banks' lending rates are high, and we think they've been a bit misplaced because we've not taken the totality of all the factors that generate that lending rate. When rates or market rates have come down, the lending rates have followed. And if you trend the last 5 years, you see clearly that the bank lending rates have reduced from upwards of 28-29%. Now we are talking about 20%. A lot of banks are lending to good customers at below 20%. So it is a matter that I think we have not sold our story properly. And I think the general rhetoric has been lending rates are at some levels that are unmanageable. But we think that if market fundamentals continue moving in the direction that is moving downward, lending rates automatically will follow.
John Ewa there, he's the Chief Executive of the Ghana Association of Bankers. Some programming note for you tonight. Land acquisition in Ghana can be very frustrating. It's not smooth and easy at all. There are challenges including inadequate land policy, insecurity of land tenure, indiscipline in the land market leading to fraud, conflicts, frustrations, and anxiety. What are we not getting right? Well, tonight on Joy Business Social, I will be engaging the Deputy Chief Land Administration Officer at the Lands Commission, that is in the person of Timothy Anyedoho. This is in the lead up to this year's EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair, which starts with a mini clinic at the Achimota Mall this weekend. The conversation will be live across all our social media platforms tonight at 6. That's in about 45 minutes. Do make a date and send your questions in as well. You're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. We'll be back with some more stories. Stay with us.
Hello there and welcome to the Money Lab. Today we would consider simple interest and compound interest. What is interest? Interest is the cost of borrowing money where the borrower pays a fee to the lender for the loan. The interest, typically expressed as a percentage, can be either simple or compounded. Simple interest is based on the principal amount of a loan or deposit. In contrast, Compound interest is based on the principal amount and the interest that accumulated. Simple interest is calculated only on the principal amount of a loan or deposit, so it is easier to determine and compute than compound interest. Also, as a lender or investor, you can also benefit from simple interest or compound interest based on the agreement you have with the borrower or the type of investment you have. For instance, owners of units in Republic Unit Trusts benefit from compound interest of both their principal and accrued interest.
And that was our tour around the world for business news. Let's take you up north now. And Esther Bile is a proud entrepreneur making headlines in the production of moringa soap, amongst others, in the northern regional capital, Tamale. She has so far trained over 600 young people free of charge to start their own businesses. Her happiest moment is seeing new clients in her business. JoyNews' Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin reports Esther's business is booming and she's employing more hands, especially women, to help deliver to the growing customer base.
I was in school and Comfort came out with a project that they want young ladies to help them start their own businesses, because they could see that in the long run, some of us will graduate without jobs. So I applied with a business idea using moringa to make other products. But by that time, I didn't really know how to make soap, cream, nothing, using moringa. So it was a business competition. It was sponsored by MasterCard Foundation, USAID.
That was how Esther got into entrepreneurship. Her grandmother was into moringa processing, where she extracted the seed oil and the leaves for medicinal purposes.
I had other ideas like making a dawa granite paste and all that, but the moringa like this, it's like our home food when we're growing up. Like our grandmother used to send us around to harvest the moringa leaf for us to cook the seed. She would just bring the oil out of the the seed, and when you have a wound, she will give it to you and you use it and apply. And people used to come to the house to ask her for the oil, and she used to give to them.
Esther had to convince a team from Comfort to buy into her moringa business idea. She was empowered to start the moringa business from 100 pieces of moringa soap in her small room to trading on the international market.
When I started making the soap, I could make like 100 pieces in a day. Like within a week, it will be okay and we will sell it. It was just on a small scale. I was making the soap in my veranda. We're having a single room where I was living there with my elder sister.
A success, she says, was achieved through patience.
Esther and her team can produce 3,000 pieces of moringa soap every day. Her aim is to build a factory to be able to produce more of this soap for Africa and beyond.
I have some partners in the African countries, and I have US markets, and I have some in Nigeria, Zambia, I have UK, I have some in the Arab country where the black soap went. So like if the market is good for them, is the cover that has slowed certain things, like the US like this. One of the customers is complaining that she brought the things, she can't even take it to the market, the shop, because the shops were all closed.
Over 600 people have been trained under her leadership.
So I think I've achieved a lot, and I've trained like over 600 people within last year when the COVID came, within last year and now. And as I told you earlier, I'm mentoring people to start their own business. The fact that I'm not making the money alone, and I'm also sharing, I have my experience to grow other people, I think it's a great achievement I've gotten.
Esther knows her time on earth is limited, so she doesn't want to waste it living someone else's life. She does not also want to be trapped by dogma, which is to live with the results of the thought of others. That is why Esther intends to establish a factory to produce in larger quantities in the northern part of the country.
Very standard production factory. Like all the machines, I just want it to be standard and formal. I'm thinking in future I'll make moringa foods like moringa bread. I'll make drinks out of moringa, like juice, because most people take alcohol in the name of moringa that is inside the alcohol, and the alcohol is very harmful to our health. I've done that for some people. They'll tell me that I should do moringa bitters, and when you look at it, it's alcoholic, the production. So, and the main issue of them is to consume the moringa. So I'm looking at it in the future. I will come out with a moringa drink that at least it can serve that purpose of these bitters. Some people, they will say, go and take this one, is good, there's moringa in there. If there's a non-alcoholic moringa juice or wine or something, the person will go for that one. But we have grapes, wine, like those ones, no alcohol inside. And
Esther studied accountancy at the Tamale Polytechnic in 2011. She believes that creativity can solve unemployment in Ghana. Empowering women, according to Esther, is one of the smartest investments she wants to make. She says financial independence gives women choices, and it allows them to spend more time on their families, drive growth in their economies, and inspire others in their communities. A report by Mohammed Nuruddin.
Pretty interesting stuff there. One of our top stories tonight, the Ghana Hotels Association kicking against payment of royalty fees to the Ghana Music Wise organization. According to its president, Dr. Edward Akanyamike Jr., it is yet to reach any agreement with GAMRO over the royalties, hence it finds it troubling the demands that GAMRO has been making since Tuesday. Now, it's attributing GAMRO, to the Copyright Act 2005, which states that any person or institution that uses or performs music in public should pay royalties. Well, earlier on the marketplace, the president of the Ghana Hotels Association, Dr. Akanyamike Jr., sought to explain the conversations that have gone on between the Ghana Hotels Association and GAMRO over a period.
We met them, we disagreed on the new formula, we petitioned the Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism, we petitioned the then minister, we wrote to the Copyright Administrator, which by the Act is supposed to deal with such disagreements between the collective societies and then users of those products. Now, we've done all this, and then the Parliamentary Select Committee directed us to the Ghana Tourism Authority to mediate the matter. And in February 2020, that committee, the joint committee between Ghana Music Rights Organization, Ghana Hotels Association, and Ghana Tourism Authority, came out with a communique agreeing on the fact that, yes, okay, we'll sit down and work out these royalties whilst we form a technical committee to deal with it. Then COVID came in, and that sort of scattered the whole work. So we've been looking forward for this technical committee, together with the guidance from the Copyright Administrator, to come out with royalties that is acceptable to both parties. That did not happen. Only for me to start receiving calls yesterday from some of my members that they had received a letter from a legal firm called Poku Edusei and Associates, demanding for royalties based on the formula, the new formula that GAMRO has unilaterally come out with.
Well, joining me for a quick response to this is Ibrahim Ajete, who is the Chief Executive of the Ghana Music Rights Organization. Thanks for your time tonight, sir. So the Ghana Hotels Association says they do not have a problem paying the royalties. They are just not in agreement with a formula that you have come up with. What do you have to say to that?
Well, let me welcome and greet audience and those who are listening to us. I think that this matter is far-fetched. As I speak to you, if you have your car or you have your house, do you think that somebody can just come and enter into your house and sleep and say that I'm sleeping? When I finish, let's sit down and I'll tell you what I'll pay? I'm just asking you a question. Can that work?
The point?
My point is that intellectual property is a property. You cannot use this property without the required license. Under the law, Section 36 of the Act is very clear. It says that if you intend to use or cause to be used, I believe that this matter is far-fetched. We have worked with the association only as a matter of convenience. The association, the Hotel Association, does not play music. It is the respective hotels who use these copyright works. And we have charged them. They know our tariff. We have asked them to pay.
Okay.
If they have gone through some administrative system and they have run to the corporate administrator or whoever they want, it is for them to come.
All right. Thank you so much for your thoughts tonight. That is Ibrahim Ajete, who is the CEO of the Ghana Music Rights Organization. We'll continue following that for you. And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com. Goodbye.